When I was in college, I have no idea what I wanted to do. I didn't know what major to pick. I didn't know what jobs were available in the market. I am, however, was under a lot of pressure to follow my passion, whatever this thing is that I have no idea of. I did the next best thing, which is taking a bunch of random classes and hopefully something sticks. Good news is something did stick. It was programming. Skip forward to present day, I'm a software developer. Now, the question is, what makes software stick with me and not the rest? I realized there's three factors involved that made me passionate for software. Factor one, I see the value in it as it's useful for me. Factor two, I understand it, it makes sense to me. And factor three, I have this belief in myself that I can be successful at it. If you get these three factors down in any subject or field, you will become passionate about it. If you don't, then you simply hate that subject. A counterexample to this is math. Let's take a 10-year-old little boy, and then you try to teach him math. He's not gonna see the value in it. Why does he need to know subtraction and addition? How's that gonna make him cool among his friends? He's not gonna understand it because he never spent the time learning it because he doesn't see the value in it. If he does not see the value in something or understand it, how's he supposed to believe in himself that he can be successful at it? So when all these three factors go against him, obviously that kid's gonna grow up to hate math. But let's use an example that everyone in here can relate to. Public speaking. I first came to Toastmaster because I wanted to improve my interviewing skill. I have no idea how talking in front of people will help that. I really did. However, I didn't have any other option. Toastmaster or reading some books and hope for the best. So I decided to do 10 speeches and see what happened. Just 10. If it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. About 2 speeches in, a few evaluation, and a couple of other table topics and other roles, I started noticing little things. It's not, in public speaking, it's not the speaking part that's difficult, it's the public part. Probably being judgmental, at least that's what you're telling yourself. You take an interviewing setting, it's the same thing. You're speaking, try to convey your skill level, and the person across from you is judging you. After seeing the correlation, now I know why talking in public like this can help my interviewing skill. Practically, it's the same thing. There's my interviewer right there, Carol. I also started noticing other things. When I'm trying to convey a message, I stick only to the key point because everybody's attention is limited. Yes, every information is relevant, but if you throw 10 pieces of information to someone and they can understand 3, why throw 10 in the first place? Just pick the 3 most important and stick to it. As my understanding of public speaking grows, now I know what variables to manipulate. Now I know what area to improve. So the belief that I can be better at it increases. As my skills in public speaking increases, so is the value I see in it. Now it's not just for interviewing. Now I can do things like explaining really complicated subjects to non-technical people at work. I can present an ideas to my friends in large group. In conclusion, for those people that want to develop a passion in a subject like art, where you kind of like it, but you don't really understand it. And you can't see yourself being good at it because you don't understand it. Those 3 factors depend on each other. You can't just have one without the other. If you have a slightly interest in anything and you want to develop that passion, just stick with it for a little bit. Stick with it, until it clicks. Then when it clicks and you understand it, you can start believing yourself that you can get better at it, because now it makes sense to you. After you get the last factor down of belief, it will reinforce the first factor, which is the value you see in it. Now you see more value in it than what you originally saw. And it's just a cycle that propels itself upward. For the new members that can't see why public speaking is valuable, I would urge you to stick with it for a little longer. Do what I did. Try 10 speeches and see where that goes. I promise you that your point of view will change by the end of the 10th speech.